You don't need to become an SEO expert. As a matter of fact, I recommend you don't, because you'll probably end up throwing your computer out the window. Focus on your business. You just need to know the difference between your buyer search terms and your researcher search terms. How to spend SEO money on searches that actually turn into booked jobs. Most SEO money gets spent on searches that aren't actually going to generate you booked jobs. It's not because your agency is dumb, it's because they just didn't run their strategy through a very simple intent filter that I'm going to go over with you today. I'm Alex Wells. I'm the founder and CEO at Imprint Digital, located in Loveland, Colorado. Today I want to talk to you about how to be more knowledgeable and understanding the approach that you're taking for SEO. What you need to always make sure that you're doing with SEO is that you're focusing your strategy on actually trying to generate revenue. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And I actually have a very simple filter that you can put your strategy through in order to understand whether or not that's going to put you in the best position to generate more money. The first one, the one question filter. Here's the whole thing. Before you target a keyword, ask this one question. Is the person trying to solve the problem themselves, learn how to do it, or are they actually looking for somebody to provide that solution for them? That's it. It's that simple. That question is actually going to help you understand whether or not you should be investing the time, energy, and budget into that search term. If the potential customer actually wants somebody to show up and solve that problem for them, that's a buyer intent search. That's where you want to put your budget and your overall strategy into for now. If you're focusing on content like we are today and you want to educate people, sure, it might make sense to incorporate that in your strategy. But the reality is you have a business to run. And what you're really trying to do, especially when you're investing in your marketing strategy, is to try to generate actual customers. You're the truck in a driveway kind of a business. The person that's actually going to go to their house and solve the problem for them. That's what's actually going to put money back in your bank account. Every keyword is either somebody trying to avoid hiring somebody or somebody trying to find somebody to hire. You have to know the difference because there are a lot of people out there, especially in today's world where you have YouTube University, where people are going to be trying to find out if they can do it themselves. Try to save some money. That's not really where you want to be, especially if you're budget conscious and you're trying to make sure every dollar goes as far as it could. Spend your money where the dollar goes back to you. Number two, let's dive into more of the specific types of searchers. I want to make it concrete for you. There's the researcher types. Those people are going to search things like how to relight the furnace pilot light. Why is my AC freezing up? How to unclog a drain. The researcher wants information. They're trying to find some sort of educational material in order to give them a step-by-step process on how to solve their problem. The buyer types. Emergency AC repair. That's a search that a buyer is actually going to type in. Furnace replacement cost and the city you're in. That's another good search term. 24-hour plumber and the city that you're in. That's a great one too. Roof replacement quote. That is also a really good search term. Those are going to be your buyers. Those people have already done the whole research thing. They've already looked into the information and they ended up figuring out, I don't want to do this. And they're trying to find somebody to hire. That's where you get the sale and that's where you make more money. The buyer has a problem right now and they have a credit card in their hand ready to go. Same industry, same topic. The researcher wants to learn, the buyer wants to pay somebody. And that's how your techs get paid too. So make sure you're focusing your strategy in the right place. Number three, why buyers are worth so much more. In a home service-based business, the buyer search terms are going to convert 3 to 10 times higher than the researcher-based search terms. That's why I'm trying to give you this advice today, because you need to really make sure that your budget is going as far as you need it to. And I said it, 3 to 10 times more likely to actually convert into a real customer. Buyer search terms usually have a higher cost per click in Google Ads. That's actually a good place to look because I know we're talking about SEO today, but there is a Google keyword planner available for you where you can actually type in search terms and see what the projected cost per click is. If it is a buyer search term within the Google keyword planner, you're typically going to see a higher projected cost per click. That's going to give you a good indication whether or not this is going to be a good search term for your strategy or not. Why is it a higher cost per click? Well, think about it. That's because businesses who understand that they're trying to drive more customers are actively bidding on those search terms. So it's more competitive. And with competition comes a higher cost per click. Another really good part about this is a lot of you are probably hearing about how AI overviews are taking over search. Well, Typically, what you're going to see with buyer search terms compared to informational or research-based search terms is the AI overviews are either going to be very small or non-existent at all. Why? Because AI doesn't have any sort of overview to really give you. That's the reality. Those AI overviews are going to give you information. They're going to give you reasoning and steps to try to fix the problem yourself. So do that test. If you see that the AI overview is much smaller or doesn't exist at all, it's probably a better search term. So why does so much SEO money still go to those research-based search terms? Because it is easier to perform. It's going to actually be easier for the marketing company or whoever's in charge of your marketing to be able to give you a report that shows, oh, our impressions are growing, oh, our clicks are growing. And they're gonna sit there and they might beat their chest a little bit, all excited about what they're doing. But the reality is what you should ask them is, has it generated any customers? Because that's really what you wanna do. So instead of saying, hey, it's okay, this looks great, or I wanna focus on AI-based search terms, let's focus on getting money in your bank account. Number 4, match the keyword with a page that's dedicated for it. This is something that often goes overlooked. And I'll tell you that I am very disappointed that so many people spend so much time, money, and effort focusing on that within their strategy. Because what you really just need to make sure is that you're not wasting money. And that's why I'm here today. I'm trying to help you save that cash and make more cash, which is what we're all here for. Sorting the keyword is only half the job. Understanding how to apply that to a strategy, build a page around it that applies specifically to what somebody is searching for is really where a lot of people miss. So run it through this map. A service keyword, like AC repair, goes to a service page, not a home page. Typically, that service page is also going to be what would actually show up when somebody is searching for that as well. So make sure you're considering this in the strategy. If there are no pages being built around what your keyword focus and your strategy is, then the likelihood that you're actually going to see pages showing up for what people are searching for when they're ready to buy is very low. A city plus service search term should go to a location page. An example would be like AC repair Denver. So AC repair Denver is technically a location-based search term. And a location-based search term has a strategy around it. It's called location pages. What you want to make sure to consider within your strategy is what areas are you trying to service? What are those cities? And you should have dedicated location pages for each service and the city that you're trying to target. Because the likelihood that you're going to show up within that city for what people are searching for is going to be very low if you don't have that in place. The researcher keywords that survive in your strategy, those should go in a blog post. Blogs are going to be a great place to incorporate that into your strategy. But the key to this is that should be later. Before you actually have the foundation set and all the right pages being built within your strategy, you should probably focus on that first. That's why we're talking about this today. These pages that I'm talking about, what we refer to those as when it comes to SEO and digital marketing is going to be your money pages. Money pages are called that for a reason, because they're going to be more likely to generate you money. Another thing that burns cash for you is when blogs are taking over your search traffic. I'll say that again. When blogs are taking over your search traffic, this is why this burns money, because your blogs are always going to be typically more informational. And so if traffic is starting to go to your blogs, then there isn't as much signal to get people to actually take action. That, and it probably isn't going to actually match what people are searching for. So the relevance is key here. Relevance is such a big part of SEO, and so you really want to make sure that you're monitoring this. If you start to have blogs taking over traffic from your money pages, then that's a bad sign. You need to monitor that. It might mean pruning those blogs out of the strategy because you want to make sure that your traffic is going to your money pages. Because the money pages are one search term, one intent, and one buyer. And that lines everything up to be able to actually generate you a new customer. Number 5. The cap that protects your budget. This is important, guys, because I am very financial conscious. When we're doing services for clients, we understand that the only universal language in business is dollars and cents. And so keeping in mind people's actual finances within their business is going to be very important. And so we will actually help guide you in understanding how to dedicate your budget to the strategy. You're not banned from ever wanting to do a blog post. I'm trying to just give you guidance. Blog posts are going to be an essential part of the strategy, but there's a rule. Cap the informational content to about 20% of your budget. The other 80% should actually be going to your money pages and to your high intent buyer search terms. You want to put 80% of your budget into something that's actually going to drive that buyer to do a transaction with your business, and 20% into more of your experimental type of bucket. Now, this is going to allow you to experiment with some of that AI stuff that we've been talking about. Because by putting 20% of that to the side to experiment and focus on that, you are going to be in a good position to start showing up in those AI-based search terms and LLM models like your ChatGPT and your Claude and your Perplexity and all that stuff, because we get questions about that all the time. But we always want to make sure that we're actually driving money back to your business first. We want that phone ringing, and I know you do too. Until then, every hour that you spend on your SEO strategy should really be focused around trying to make sure that that's happening. Making sure you're getting a return on your investment into SEO, and making sure that you actually set yourself up for a customer acquisition system. Because if you're one of those types of people that's sitting there being like, hey, we get all of our business from referrals, I'll tell you, you just actually told on yourself. Because what you're really saying when all of your business is coming from referrals is, I'm very fortunate and I'm getting lucky. I don't really actually have a system to generate customers. And that's not a good thing for anybody. So build your money pages first. Write the advice content and the educational stuff down and come back to it later. Informational based content is something that you get a reward on after you're generating some real cash. It's not the place you start. Now your homework. Oh, I know, I hated homework too, but I'm trying to help you. And this is going to actually serve you more than anything you've probably done before. It's going to give you a real gauge on your strategy, your investment, and whether or not you're in a position where this is likely to work. Pull your keyword list. You should have access to this somewhere, whether it be with your agency's reporting for their SEO services, whether you have it internally because you're doing all your SEO work yourself, somewhere. Go ahead and take a second and pull that. Now that you have that list, go through it one by one and put a letter next to each search term. B for buyer, R for researcher. Now add up where the effort is going. By doing this exercise, you should have a good gauge now on how much of the strategy is going to buyer search terms and how much of the strategy is going to research-based search terms. If most of your list is R, then your SEO budget is probably not being put to use in the best way to actually generate you results. In Google Search Console, you'll actually be able to find the report I just referred to. You'll be able to get a good understanding of what the focus is on, and you can use that list to run this exercise. So here's the truth, guys. And someone who just wants to paint a pretty picture for you that they're doing a great job, or somebody who's actually interested in making sure that your trucks are in potential customers' driveways. Run every keyword through that one filter, send each one to the right page, and cap the blog content until the money pages are working for you. That's not a strategy that's hard to understand, but it's enough to put you back in the pilot seat. We don't build SEO around traffic. We build SEO around trying to get you book jobs. And that's really what you want. If you found this information helpful, make sure you take a moment and go ahead and subscribe below, hit the bell icon for future videos, and make sure you follow us on social media. We have stuff like this all the time. We're trying to put business owners back in the driver's seat and understanding how their investment is being used, because we want you to be in a position to use it properly. Because at the end of the day, if you're winning, we're all winning, because that's what doing business is all about. We want to make sure that businesses thrive and that you survive. And if you want to really scale, take a moment, reach out to us anytime. We're always happy to help. I'm Alex Wells, CEO and founder of Imprint Digital. We'll see you on the next one.